Tell a friend, join our newsletter, and go make a difference in your world. Now on to our show with your host, Peter Mingles.
Hello, everyone. Peter Mingles here. You're listening to us on Building Fortunes Radio. It's www.buildingfortunesradio.com. For anybody that might be kind of new and listening in, you might be hearing my voice for the first time. Again, my name is Peter Mingles, and we own Building Fortunes Radio and buildingfortunesradio.com. So we've been doing this for a really long time, started around 2012 into 2013. I wanted to have a voice and a platform to be able to pass some microphones around so people would be able to hear some of the really great things that happen in home-based businesses and other things as well. And as a result of that, we've been doing Building Fortunes Radio for a real long time. And on Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, we get a chance to hear from people that are on the home-based business arena. And specifically on Friday at 5, we get a chance to hear from Cantos and his son, Nick. Now, they are busy guys, and sometimes they are running a little bit late, so I'm buying some time as I'm bringing Nick into the Building Fortunes Radio show. So, Nick, we are here. You are here by yourself, and Dad's not here yet. I don't know if he's going to be coming in, but I just kind of started my introduction, and there you are. So here you are. You're on your own radio show. This is where you start talking.
Well, thanks for having me here again. I'm Nick Cantos, and it's just nice to be here. Life has been pretty busy. I have finals and things and all of that, but I just look forward to having this time to talk about business and stuff. I'm still a novice in terms of my experience, but I hope I can provide good content that helps people in some way.
All great learning experiences. So for those people that are unfamiliar with you, because there might be first-time listeners, tell me a little bit about you. You said something about finals. So talk to us about what it is, who you are, what you do, what you're in school, where you're going to school, all that stuff.
So I go to college. I'm a junior at Southern Virginia University, and I'm a business major. And I have to take economics. This is one class I don't like at all, but I have to do it. And I'm going to do the best I can. But honestly, that class is hard. But anyway, that's what I do. Business major. I'm just chilling, just doing the best I can to get closer to that degree.
Right.
I have one more year after the next semester in January. So if I finish that, I'll be done. I'll be done for the year, and then I have to go back for senior year, which is 2 more semesters.
Right. So you're in your 3rd year. You happen to be the oldest brother in the family by a few hours because you're the oldest of triplets, and your brother Leo goes to the same school as you. If I got my names right? Leo goes to the same school as you?
He does. He does now, yeah. He didn't used to, but he does now.
Right. And then He has obviously now was he starting the same time, or is he like a little bit behind you as far as the years in school?
He's a sophomore. When I was a sophomore, he was a freshman, and when I was a junior, he's now a sophomore.
Right. So he's the 1 year behind you.
Yes.
And then brother Leo. I'm sorry. No, brother Stephen. So, and Stephen is where?
He is a sophomore.
Okay, excellent. And not at the same school?
No, he goes to George Mason University.
Nice. So, I never asked you, what are your other brothers studying?
Leo is doing liberal arts, and Stephen changed his major to English major.
Wow.
So that's what he wants to do. Pretty interesting stuff, I gotta say. I don't know, but they like it. My major is pretty fun. I like my major.
Right. Yeah. Well, business is going to be obviously everything they're going to have to figure out what to apply it to, And most people wind up doing something different from what they went to school with anyway, so we'll see where that goes. Now, in reference to your background as well, as a college student, last year you went through the coronavirus thing. So I'm getting a lot of people that are, we're all in this together kind of an issue, and everybody's trying to figure all this stuff out. And I have people that say this is really serious, and I have other people that say this is a big hoax. And I say, well, somewhere between hoax and a big deal is it probably where it is, and I'm probably more towards if it really hits you, it's probably more like a big deal. So talk to us a little bit about your family's experience with the coronavirus as young men.
So Leo first got it, and it wasn't as bad at first, but then he had to go to the hospital, and he couldn't breathe. It was really bad. He couldn't talk at one point. He had to deal with just terrible things. I mean, it was something that's not really cool. Very, very, very bad for the body. He almost died. We both did. I got it next, and then I had to go to the hospital too. I was in bad shape. I went from being healthy to literally having 86% oxygen levels, which you don't want. You want above 90 to 100, of course. You want high oxygen levels to survive. 86 is death zone levels. I mean, you do not want that. They had to put me under 3 liters of oxygen at first, and then they put me under 2 liters 3 days later. But yeah, it was bad. I mean, you don't want this thing. I mean, it's not only the breathing, but it's also the fever that comes with it. Fever, and you have a lot of the symptoms you've heard about. Those symptoms are pretty bad. There's nothing to mess with. So
fever bad, shortness of breath, on oxygen, in the hospital, probably feeling like you're going to die, a little bit afraid that you might going to die, and body's probably weak and tired and all those other types of things as well. So, and you're, at that point, you guys were either just 20 or 21, if I'm not mistaken, probably just 20. So young, relatively healthy. You guys don't have any major problems, although Leo has had a compromised immune system after surgery. But the reality is pretty scary.
It's definitely something that I would absolutely advise caution with. This is a virus that you don't want to mess with because, especially if you're older, because it will kill you. There's no ifs, there's no mights, there's no, can it kill you, if it will kill you. No, this is a thing where it will kill you. You don't want this. Now, the mask thing is something that we are going to have to do for the next, I'd say year, if I'm just predicting here, because it's going to take a long time for people to get the vaccines. These vaccines are let's see. The fact that we even have these right now, this is 1 year. 1 year. Just imagine this. They made vaccines 95% effective in 1 year. This stuff takes 5 to 6 years normally. This is something that's incredible. I mean, this is of all the terrible things that happened this year, this is one miracle that happened, and I really feel that it's going to help everyone out. Our school probably already has a plan. I'm sure they do. They always have a plan. I know they have a plan for testing, and they're very transparent about things. So, our school probably, when they figure out the vaccine thing, who knows? But I'm absolutely getting it because I believe in it. I believe in doctors. Without the doctors, I would not be here today. I'm telling you, the doctors at the Virginia Hospital Center, they're the ones who saved my life. I would have been dead today.
You say that with pretty much conviction, that's for sure. So, besides just the oxygen that they had you on, did they give you any special treatment while you were in there?
Yes, they had me on, let's see, they had me on a blood thinner every day, had it injected into my stomach every day at 5 in the morning. They put me on these pills, and I don't remember what they're called, but they're very strong pills that are supposed to help your immune system fight this thing. But it's really, really hard. I mean, even with the pills, the best they could have done, because they had this is March, okay? This is April, May, whatever it is, whatever month it was. I don't remember exactly. But
so
it was
you were
April,
early.
May.
You were
early. This is early
in this process.
Early.
Yep.
They had no clue how to defeat this virus. No idea of what this thing does, how it works, what it does to the body. They have no idea. And these are doctors who've been working here for years upon years, and they've gone to medical school, and they have no idea. So the best that they could have done in my situation was supportive treatment. So they had to literally have me lie on different positions because it helps my breathing. Apparently, lying on your front helps to open up your lungs, and I need to do that. I also need to do these breathing exercises. The first day I had to do them every hour without missing because they told me if I don't do these exercises, I have to breathe into this thing. And if I didn't do it, they would put me on a ventilator. And the chances of you surviving on a ventilator are a lot lower than they are if you did these exercises. So also they cut you open. So I'm not fond of surgeries. Never have been. I just don't trust doctors with surgery. Never have. And so I just, I just would rather, I did everything I could to avoid it. So I did what they asked me to do, and it worked because it took 2 weeks. Also, I couldn't eat because I couldn't really taste anything.
So you were one of the earlier patients relative to a lot of other people as well. They're kind of playing guinea pig with you as far as some treatments. You guys figured it out. Have there been, and here's an important question, have you noticed any long-term lingering issues? So I don't want to tell you what they might be. I want to hear from you.
No, not at all, actually. In fact, I was able to do a weightlifting class. And this is like 3-4 months after the big fight. Of course, it took time to really do the exercises and things from my college. It was my college class. Excuse me. And so yes, I was able to do a weightlifting class, and there were no problems. I can still breathe fine, and I don't really cough that much, And they just said they thought I'd have lingering symptoms, but I don't. And part of it, the reason I feel is because of the stuff I've been using. I'm not saying it's the direct cause of it, but I'm sure it helps because of what it does to the body. What these molecules do to the body, because they're already part of your body. They help to give your body the ability to repair itself, and you want that because it's incredibly important. Your body's reparation system is quite powerful. It just takes time and the right molecules to activate it a little bit more.
Excellent. So we're going to do this, Nick. We're going to take a little commercial break because we're right about halfway through, and we're right back.
Thanks for listening to Building Fortunes Radio. If you sell a product or service, then you should check out PM Marketing's NetworkLeads.com. Just visit www.networkleads.com. For over 18 years, PM Marketing has helped distributors build their home-based businesses through lead generation, website development, automated email delivery systems, and sales training. If you're looking for a way to increase your skills and increase the number of people that see your product or opportunity, NetworkLeads.com can help. To learn more, visit www.networkleads.com. Ask about their lead management system, capture pages, personalized websites, MLM training, humongous blogs, the humongous classified ad network, Building Fortunes Radio, or their webinar schedule. Nevercleave.com can be your one-stop shop for everything you need. And now, back to our show.
And we are back. Peter Mingles here with Nick Cantos. Oli's off today. We are talking about him as a college student and some of the things lingering, if you will, about some of the stuff relative to COVID, because we have our own guinea pig here. His name is Nick Cantos, and I say this playfully. Nick is he's a real live experimental COVID survivor so far. In March or April, he was going through it as a young kid, 20 years old. Him and his brother Leo got hit with it pretty hard. Stephen, I guess, got hit with it as well. He was tested positive but didn't have the whole hospitalization thing. And Nick, and then you guys were obviously on health and nutrition products through a couple of different companies, and probably through that might be one of the reasons why you guys were able to recover a little bit sooner than later. You know, Nick, I'll let you comment on that. So you guys have been on and off. You know, you're college students too, so the reality is you're away from home. You're probably not going to be on everything as consistently as you can as when you're home. But the reality is,
food's too good. I'm sorry.
Right, right. And so the reality is that you guys have been more on health and nutrition supplements through a network marketing company than you've been off. And do you think that's been a contributing factor at all? You know, we're not making medical claims, which is kind of surmising here.
So the thing is we didn't start taking the weight loss stuff until after we left the apartment, and so we didn't know we needed to lose weight. That happened later. So the other one, ASEA, that's the one that we took after we initially got stabilized. Because we needed to take something that we thought would help, and it turns out it was the right choice because I went from having a lot of cough. I mean, they told me I'd have a cough for 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2 months. I went from having a lot of coughing to in like a week, maybe a week and a half, having little to no cough, and so. This is taking it every day, so, not me.
Whoop, you muted out or you're gone. You're here and then you're gone.
This is I'm having no clue of what would happen because they had no idea. No one knew. Not even Dr. Fauci knew that this what this thing does. But fortunately, with the stuff we used, we were able to help.
Oh, your phone's going off and on. Nick, your phone's going off and on. Nick, you're here, but I don't hear you. We don't hear you. Nick, I don't hear you. So I'm going to do this, Nick. I'm going to play our commercial one more time. Maybe your phone's going to come back.
Thanks for listening to Building Fortunes Radio.
There you go. Hold on. You're back, Nick.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't know what happened there. But, yeah, we actually did take one of our things so that because we thought it was a good idea. It turns out it was one of the best ideas because we were able to use it to help in the recovery process, because I went from a lot of coughing to in the first several days, and they told me I was going to have a cough for about a month, maybe 2 months. I went from having a lot of coughing in the first several days to having very little, no coughing in a week and a half. So pretty big deal. Also, my breathing improved. So, I just chalk it up to whatever you want. Of course, God is a great thing, a great being to, of course, thank, because I wouldn't be here. I don't know. We just did what we had to do, I guess, and it was the best option for us.
Wow. So, in reference to post problems, you haven't have any post problems that you know of. I've spoken to other people who've said everything from shortness of breath to fuzziness to continued loss of taste, continued loss of smell. You haven't experienced any of that. Seems like you kind of recovered and bounced back and even started your own weight loss program.
Yeah. My everything is back. I have everything that I need to. My tasting is back and everything, so I'm fine.
Excellent.
And this is probably because I was 20 years old at the time. I'm 21 now,
right?
And it's still young, so I guess that was a good factor.
Excellent. So, for those people listening in, you went from being at home at that time to now you're in school, and your school has done an exceptional job with keeping the college students safe. So why don't you share with people? Yeah, why don't you share with people what your school's done?
The school had very little cases. I mean, and even when we had a small spike during the finals week or during the before the school closed, we were able to contain all of it, and we were able to do it because we have a testing lab in our school, and it's a same-day testing lab, so we get the results whenever. And you do a daily check-in thing, and there's a whole bunch of stuff they have us do. But it's worth it. I mean, they even provide masks for us. So I don't know. This school, what they've been doing for the past year, is incredible. They're even coming up with new plans and new procedures that are going to help us out, and to have events still for next year. We're going to have events next year. And we're going to they have a new rapid testing technology that's going to help us out with that, so that we can start, we can really start having more events and it's without having problems, and I'm just glad that it's working out and that people think about the school. Our school is that, first of all, it's very small. It's a very small school. It's about 1,000. It's about 1,300 people. So very small, and the people who there follow the rules. I mean, to a very high degree. Especially the COVID rules, because they know who we are. Like when you go to a small school and they know who's had it before, and they hear stories and stuff. No one wants it, so they follow the rules and things, and it's just it's great, and. We just do our best to have fun.
Right. So we have a couple of minutes left. In reference to what's going on with COVID moving forward, how do you think this has changed, if you're able to say, how has this changed, or has it changed anything as far as your future plans? Like when you started school, there was no such thing as COVID. And that may have affected what your trajectory might be after you graduate. So what are you doing? What are your thoughts?
So I was going to do real estate, except the problem with real estate, at least relating to COVID, is that it would require me to be able to you have to go into people's houses and all this stuff, and it's very... I mean, the housing market, well, it's good now. You just never know because of the way the instability of the market. I will say, according to economists, and my professor, of course, he teaches economics. He says that the trends, it's not as bad as it could have been in terms of how low the economy fell, and it recovered a lot quickly because from the 2008 crash. We learned from it anyway, but I don't know. I just wanted to do real estate, but I don't know how it's going to work. I mean, it's a little uncertain, and it's quite quite hard to really know what I'm going to do. I mean, I don't really know what I'm going to do, really. If I'm being honest, I'm just trying to find my path. I don't even know what I want to do anymore, really.
Well, a lot of people in that position, because they're not really sure what's going on. Anybody that says they really know what they want to do, is they might be confident in their final destination, but the environment that you're going to be working in is really yet to be seen. Nobody really knows what's going to be happening over the next 6 months or a year based on whatever's going on with this virus. I think a lot of people are going to know based on the success or not of the vaccine, the ramifications of what happens with the election, if Trump gets to stay in or Biden gets a chance to take over, Harris takes over after Biden. Who knows? And there's a lot of uncertainty out there. And who knows the ramifications of the vaccine. If the vaccine pulls out and it is this miracle product, solves a lot of problems and people can, quote, unquote, go back to normal, then it's a little bit different than if this vaccine is a total bust. And no one really knows. So no one really knows. It'll be very interesting. So there's a lot of adults, Nick, a lot of adults are playing a very interesting game. You as a young adult get a chance to watch it, but there's a lot of really serious adults in the room that are making assumptions and playing the game, and the risks are kind of high. So it's very interesting. So anyway, so having said that, if people want to get in touch with you and your dad, how would they go about doing that?
So if you want to get in touch with me, my Twitter handle is at NickCantos99. And if you want to get in touch with my dad, his email address is Ollie, Ollie, Cantos, Cantos, at iCloud.com.
Perfect. Say that one more time so if people are grabbing pens, they can write it down again.
It's OLLIE, CANTOS, at iCloud.com.
Perfect. Okay, good. So, Nick, thanks for being here. When are you going to be done with finals?
Today I have one more test.
Oh, that's it? And then you're done?
Yep.
Sweet. And then what do you do after that? You go home? You're staying at school? What's happening next?
No, I'm at my mother's house right now, so we're just done. It's just over.
It's over until January. Then you go back.
January 17th. Yep.
Wow. Okay, good. All right, so you get a whole month off. So somewhere during that month, you got to change those batteries in that probably in the fire detector. That noise, that chirping is batteries that are going dead. So make sure you change those batteries. I'm gonna tell you because your dad would probably tell you to do the same thing. But if you hear that chirping in the background, Nick, that's what that is. Those are your batteries in your fire detector that probably are going bad. So that's at that chirping. You hear it every couple of seconds. So
yeah,
you hear that? That's the batteries in your smoke alarm. And for those people that are listening in, you may not know, but Nick is completely blind, or almost completely blind. So
no,
same thing with
I am blind fully.
You're completely, and then also the same thing with your brothers. So that brings another thing in here that is always very interesting as far as all the great things that you do. So Nick, enjoy. Well, I'm going to talk to you next. But thanks for being here on Building Fortunes Radio, and we're going to catch everybody next time. Thanks, everyone.
All right.
Bye for now. So long, Nick.
Bye.
You've been listening to Building Fortunes Radio on buildingfortunesradio.com. Thanks for listening. Be sure to check us out every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the designated Building Fortunes Radio segment with Peter Mingles. Be sure to check out the buildingfortunesradio.com website for our featured segments. It's been our privilege to have you listen in. At Building Fortunes Radio, we wish you the success you deserve and are willing to work for. So spread the word, tell a friend, join our newsletter, and go make a difference in your world.